Hi, this is a new series called Strict Equality Society. Here I'd like to talk to you, this continues from the last series, Strict Equality Basics. And this is building on that and telling you a little bit more about how society would look in detail under strict equality in kind of major areas of life. The areas I'm going to look at are states and laws, the workplace, the economy, fame and crime. So hopefully at the end of this video you'll have a much better picture about what I think strict equality society would look like and function in these major areas. Now basically these are my recommendations really, rather than predictions. Who knows what people would actually vote for under strict equality? I mean, I'm hoping they'd choose these kind of things, but in some areas their hands are pretty tied. Actually, once they decide to have strict equality, they really are kind of forced to do something a bit like what I'm about to tell you. There's plenty of room to go wrong within strict equality, I'm sure. So I'm saying what the best way it could be. Now you might disagree. You might actually agree with strict equality as I defined it in the last video, which is the equalization of power, status, and comfort by the equality courts, and abolishable by popular referendum. You might agree with that basic idea, which is what I define as strict equality, but then disagree with the stuff I say about how I think the economy would best function under those rules. So it's just like two people who believe in the free market. One might believe that you should have, say, stock exchanges, and the other person who believes in the free market might believe in a free market without stock exchanges. They both free marketists, but they obviously do disagree on the detail. Okay, a quick point before I carry on. The volume level in the last series was a bit low, I thought. I had to put the volume up full to hear it normally. Basically I found the volume control in my camera's menu system now, and I've got it up higher, so hopefully that's a bit better. Okay, so let me crack on with strict equality society as I think it would be best organized. This actually, by the way, this is going to differ a little bit from articles I've written about this. I mentioned my blog, which has this article about strict equality. Now, by the time you listen to this, I may have written some other articles, but there's always going to be a chance that the articles don't agree exactly in the details with each other, or with this with the video logs about it. So bear with me on the slight changes of opinion, but the general thrust of it has so far at least stayed the same. Okay, so strict equality. Let me start with a bit of a definition. The strict equality zone I define as the area of the world that's living under strict equality. So pick the word zone, because a zone could really be of any size. You get these free enterprise zones. I think they're like part of areas within towns, and you also get the zone, the Eurozone is just like a huge zone, the whole of Europe pretty much. So the word zone seems fair enough, like to cope with the fact that I have no idea what size this strict equality zone might be. It might be the strict equality zone might be a village, or it might be a couple of continents, or the whole world. So another definition is within that zone you get states, or you might get separate states. I mean, the strict equality zone itself might be in a sense a state, but within that you might well get separate states. For example, if the Western Europe went under strict equality, Britain would be probably a separate state from France, but within this strict equality zone. The states can be nested, as they say. One can be within us. One state can have a load of states within it, and within that, each of those states can have a load of states within them, and so on and so on and so on. Now, I don't reckon there's going to be too many levels of it, maybe 3 at the most. But basically, a state can be of any size. It could be a village, or it could be, again, the whole world. But basically, the point: what is a state? Basically, I'm saying a state is an area that is under one set of laws, one book of laws, as it were. So one book of laws for each state. Now, I recommend that if a state lies within another state, one has got to have sovereignty over the other, and I suggest that always the larger state, the state that contains the other state, has sovereignty, in the sense that if they make a law, if each brings in laws that contradict one another, the larger state wins. The other one isn't allowed to make laws or enforce laws that break the laws of the state they're within. Now, maybe controversial with some anarchist type people, but I really think that's the only way we're going to make global decisions. Otherwise, you really go separate. If one area is separate, it might start polluting, and then everyone else says that you shouldn't pollute, and then they'll say, "Oh, sorry, we feel quite strongly that we should carry on polluting." So there's actually got to be a decision-making system at the higher level, which is what the larger state is. I mean, I think that we should solve this issue by making the states as democratic as you can, rather than not having a higher level decision-making system. Okay, now within a state, I recommend we have, as I say, a bunch of laws. Now, I'm not a radical. I'm a statist, basically. I'm not a radical. I'm not into radically really departing from the fact that the state has a bunch of laws. They are enforced by force if necessary. And I'm not saying under strict equality that there's going to be radically less laws than we have now, or radically more laws. I don't know, but the way I see it, I can imagine a strict equality state having basically the same kind of number of laws that we have now, and having them the same laws really in some areas. And I'm not a radical in every single area. I think like stuff like planning permission or whatever. I mean, there's like health and safety laws. I mean, some of these laws I haven't really thought of better laws. There might be similar laws really, and they also will be enforced. As I say, I believe the state should have a monopoly on the use of force. So that's basically the layout of states anyway, and roughly what the laws would be like. Now, how do we make and change the laws? I'm coming up to 10 minutes here, so I'll discuss that in the next video. Thank you.